Just when McLaren thought they had the 2025 championship wrapped up, Max Verstappen has stormed back into contention with 2 dominant victories. But here's what nobody's talking about. Is Red Bull's resurgence actually real, or have they just been lucky with track selection? Can a driver who's never won in Singapore finally break his curse at the worst possible moment? And most importantly, why is Red Bull's own team principal refusing to predict victory this weekend when they should be riding high on confidence? The answers to these questions could completely reshape the championship battle with just 7 races remaining. And the evidence suggests this weekend in Singapore will reveal everything. Let me take you back to mid-season. Red Bull was in crisis mode. Verstappen was constantly complaining about a lack of balance and stability. The RB21 had what insiders described as a notoriously narrow setup window, and the team seemed to be chasing its tail, unable to find answers in their data. Then came Monza, a commanding victory. Verstappen looked like the 4-time champion we all know. 1 week later in Baku, he did it again. Another dominant performance that slashed the points gap to championship leader Oscar Piastri down significantly. Suddenly, what looked like a 2-horse race between the McLaren teammates has become a genuine 3-way title fight. But here's where the story gets interesting. According to recent reports, Red Bull has fundamentally changed their entire approach to car development. They've moved away from their previous data-heavy methodology and started placing more emphasis on driver feedback. It's a return to the basics of Formula One engineering, where driver feel takes priority over computer simulations. The team also introduced a significant floor upgrade at Monza that transformed the car's behavior. Verstappen himself revealed that the team is slowly finding a more stable setup, which has allowed him to push the car to its limits with more confidence. 2 wins, momentum shifting, championship mathematics suddenly looking favorable. Everything points to Red Bull being back where they belong, right? But the data tells a completely different story, and what we're about to uncover could change everything you think you know about this championship fight. Here's what nobody's connecting. Both Monza and Baku are low downforce tracks, where straight line speed is king. These circuits reward very specific car characteristics, the exact characteristics where Red Bull's upgraded floor provides maximum benefit. Singapore presents a completely different challenge. The Marina Bay Street circuit demands high downforce, handles bumpy street surfaces, and runs in notoriously hot and humid conditions. This combination of factors has historically been a significant weakness for Red Bull. The evidence becomes even more revealing when you look at Verstappen's personal record. He has never won in Singapore, not once in his entire career. For a 4-time world champion who's conquered nearly every circuit on the calendar, that's a glaring gap. That hesitation is significant. This is coming from a team that just won 2 races back-to-back. They should be confident, even cocky. Instead, Miki's is tempering expectations, which suggests the team's internal data is showing them something concerning about their Singapore prospects. Red Bull's advisor, Helmut Marko, was even more direct about the challenge. His assessment was blunt. It's not only high downforce, it's also bloody hot there, which our car doesn't seem to like so much. So it will be the real benchmark to see where we are. Let's talk about what's actually at stake this weekend, because the numbers paint a fascinating picture. Verstappen currently sits 69 points behind leader Oscar Piastri, with 7 races remaining after Singapore. On paper, that seems like a substantial gap. But here's where it gets interesting. A single retirement for Piastri combined with a Verstappen victory would cut that deficit to just 44 points. Verstappen, by contrast, thrives in these high-stakes situations. He's won 4 consecutive titles through a combination of speed, racecraft, and mental strength. He knows how to handle pressure. The question is whether his car will let him capitalize on that experience. The upcoming calendar after Singapore also presents interesting strategic considerations. The United States Grand Prix at Austin features a mix of high and medium speed corners that could suit the improved RB21. Mexico's high altitude and unique aerodynamic challenges have historically been kind to Red Bull, and Brazil's Interlagos, while a high downforce circuit, has seen some of Verstappen's most memorable performances, including his legendary drive from 17th to victory in 2024. But all of those opportunities mean nothing if Red Bull can't prove their car works in Singapore. Because if they struggle this weekend, it reveals something far more damaging about their championship chances. While everyone's focused on Verstappen's title charge, there's an equally compelling story unfolding on the other side of the Red Bull family. Yuki Tsunoda is finally delivering the consistency Red Bull has been waiting for. His performance in Baku was a particular breakthrough, qualifying and finishing in 6th place, his best result for the senior team. He looked comfortable and confident throughout the entire weekend. Laurent Mekies was full of praise for the Japanese driver, calling the Baku race his best race with us this year. But what Mekies said next reveals something important about team culture. After a tough race in Budapest, Tsunoda skipped his holiday plans and went straight to the simulator in Milton Keynes to work with his engineers. Mekies highlighted Tsunoda's work ethic as the key factor. He's working very hard. He has never backed off. Every weekend when he's not racing, he's working somewhere with his engineers or on his driving, and I'm very happy for him that he shows progress. This improved form has given Red Bull a genuine selection headache for their 2026 driver lineup. While rookie Isaac Hadjar is tipped for a promotion, Tsunoda's recent performances have shown why the team is in no rush to make a final decision. According to Mekies, they will wait for a few more races before finalizing their plans. Verstappen has been vocal about this change, explaining that the team can now use their knowledge of the RB21 more effectively to find the car's ideal setup window, even though that window remains frustratingly narrow. The broader implications extend beyond just this season. Red Bull's ability to solve their car's problems mid-season demonstrates the depth of their technical expertise. This lessons learned from wrestling with the difficult RB21 could prove invaluable when developing their next-generation car under the new regulations, especially as they transition to their own power unit in partnership with Ford. Red Bull finds itself at a critical juncture. The team has fought back when many wrote them off, but the real test arrives this weekend under the lights of Singapore. Can Verstappen finally break his Singapore curse at the exact moment his championship hopes depend on it? Can Red Bull prove their car works in the conditions that have historically exposed their weaknesses? Or will McLaren breathe a sigh of relief as the championship momentum swings back in their favor? We're about to find out, and whatever happens in Singapore will define how the rest of this season unfolds. What do you think? Can Red Bull pass this ultimate test? Let us know in the comments below.